Today at home, Raoul Pal will give you all an explanation of this new era of efficiency. Raoul Pal predicts that cryptocurrencies will benefit greatly from this new era of high productivity. I must say, this is a really great idea. As he says other things that are true, a significant amount of money could pour into XRP if what he says comes to pass. Now let's hear what Raoul Pal has to say. Before I give you some crucial background information, let's watch the film. They actually outperform other central banks at preventing their currencies from depreciating. It's related to tech and keys. My main point was that the only way to make money is to make gains. Finding assets that will increase in value over time is challenging when governments are in debt and people are living longer. Additionally, there aren't many of them. Indeed, those that will truly endure belong to the era I refer to as the exponential age. Therefore, this is the area where technology will change the fastest. With the quickest possible method of how societies are constructed and economies function. Numerous technologies, the majority of which were enabled by the internet, build upon one another until they are used by the majority of people simultaneously. We refer to this as the exponential age. Crypto was the first of these. After fiber optic lines and the internet, you could consider the cell phone to be the next big thing. This allowed it to reach 400 million people more quickly than any other tool in history. Nothing like that had ever gained so much traction in the world. The good news is that cryptocurrency is created from the ground up, so you can use that network whether you own Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, or any other platform. However, numerous other tools were also being produced concurrently. I don't know, but I think I wrote about this for the first time in March or April. I informed them that a lot of new technologies are coming, including distributed computing, quantum computing, genetics, robots, space, the Internet of Things, and artificial intelligence. Because of Metcalfe's law, all of these events will take place at roughly the same time each year for the next 10 years. For some, like quantum, it will be later. I didn't know how the story would begin. Since Metcalfe's laws build upon one another, they all blend together when they are added. We refer to it as Reed's law. Reed's law is essentially Metcalfe's law transformed into a square. For Metcalfe's law, you will need a logarithmic map. Reed's law is illogical because it converts logarithmic charts into linear ones. I discussed this the other day with ChatGPT. Are there historical instances of Reed's law involving either people or technology? Such a thing did not exist previously. It only occurred in biology once before. Technology has never evolved so rapidly in history. It is also likely that society and the structure of nations underwent rapid change during this period. That has been observed previously. Some people seem to be beginning to understand it. The first release of AI saw the fastest rate of system adoption ever. It reached 100 million users in just 5 weeks. When Microsoft incorporates it into every Office suite, items like tools, there will be roughly 1 billion people by the first 3 months of next year. Many things have changed. In any case, technology continues to advance at a rapid pace. In addition, robotics is expected to expand rapidly. Amazon is currently adding more robots than humans to collaborate in teams. The world is changing. Compared to conventional cars, there are more electric vehicles on the road. The cost of changing energy sources is high. This explains why we are living in such a wonderful period of modification. The most exciting period in history is right now. Despite that it is frightening, we are somewhat fortunate to still be alive. According to Raul Pal, if the growth rate he discusses continues, there will be over 1.1 billion active cryptocurrency wallets by the end of this year, 2025. What percentage of those individuals will become members of the XRP club? Based on my prior observations, I estimate that 1/4 to 1/5 of those wallets will be used. As a result, the XRP group will have millions and millions of new members. But you should also consider how institutions use XRP if you want to understand what influences its price. The entry of common people into the crypto space is fantastic, but banks and companies will also hold and use cryptocurrencies for various purposes, including international money transfers. Prices will likely increase significantly there, in my opinion, especially when all of these tools are combined. As Raoul Pal stated, an electric car does not have a driver when you order it to be delivered to your home and pay for it using cryptocurrency on your phone, which is the quickest way of payment, and that computer has an AI system that helps you get to your destination. That gives us a glimpse of the future. Not only will transportation be different, but everything else will be too. Reorganizing, banking, and making adjustments. Any type of cross-border payment can be handled by us. In the new era of exponential growth that Raoul Pal described, all of these tools will combine to completely transform the world. Change will come swiftly. Nevertheless, because XRP is in a unique position in many respects, I believe it will once again reap more benefits than it deserves. First, the government has established clear regulations. Second, the project has the full support of the United States government. Third, the Ripple team has already developed several systems that integrate seamlessly with existing systems. These places will now find it easier to use all of Ranger's services. I can't say that about the majority of the other big coins. Bitcoin doesn't have that at all. These kinds of things, particularly those involving money, need to be developed by Ethereum. They haven't acquired it. Although it can be added, that is not something that is included with set coins either. We're going to discover what lies ahead. These key factors are the main reasons I believe XRP will increase in value. Before we reach the very end of the video, which is where the most important part is, I would like to discuss a few more things that Raoul Pal says. Let's hear what he has to offer. The words of Rathi. Click like to make it visible to everyone. Come on, let's do it. This is because both tech stocks and cryptocurrency markets are focused on the future. This is because these are growth stories and long-term trends. And when the global money supply increased last year, those markets fell to their lowest point. The first significant cryptocurrency token was ETH, which was released in June 2022. Most of them followed, although some are still not very strong today. The period that follows is referred to as crypto spring. Although there are some bumps in the road, paying more is often the result of thinking, God, that was a painful year. You think, wow, where did we see that? When you remember, Bitcoin increased by over 100%. Ethereum increased by roughly 50%, while Solana increased by 220%. So far, everything seems to be going well, and cash forward indicators indicate that the ECB raises rates in tandem with the Fed. This is the main reason causing everything to happen. Now that China has started to boost again, the next stage has started. Japan is expected to act to either weaken the yen or control the yield curve. It's fairly clear that rate increases in Europe have paused for the time being. I think the Federal Reserve and the Bank of England have both stopped raising interest rates. Rates are probably going to start declining the next year as inflation begins to decline. In the future, there will be indications that inflation